Мен әнші боламын ба деп ойлағам. Бұлай енді.
I wanted to become a singer. I also have a singing talent even though I may not be the best singer. Then I wanted to be an actor. I thought for a long time, did not know what to choose. But deep in my soul I felt that I still wanted to become an actor. I really like the art of acting. And I told my parents about my decision to join an acting school, but they knew then how difficult the artistic career path was, so both were against it, to be honest.
Бірден қарсы болды негізі, шын айту керек.
Akjan, the microphone is off. Don't forget the microphones. I was very persistent. I said, this is my decision. I'm going to study acting. There is no other way. I will succeed. It was after leaving school. Great ambition, youthful exuberance. I will make it to the top. I will not stand still. I said, you will see. You will still be proud of me. I remember saying to my mother, you will see, mother. They will even name a street after me.
Тоқтай тұрш. Қандай Эмма мен?
Кім? Эмма деген? Мен?
Theater is an amazing world. Its peculiarity and uniqueness is that what happened today will never happen again. This is why theater is valuable. This is why it's so dear. Therefore, I think every actor appreciates every moment on stage. The stage senses and hears everything. If you noticed, even the smell behind the stage is special. It's completely different. Every backstage, all stage props, everything talks. If you come on stage after the show, you will feel its breath. I always feel it. It all depends on how the performance went.
At the university, we studied theatrical art of completely different directions and formats. Theater without words, for example. We discussed and researched unknown plays, tried to perform them on stage. And then, after completing my studies, I came to the Qazaq theater with its rich tradition. At that time, I was young, even silly. I myself was striving and encouraged everyone around me to do things in line with what I studied. But this is the strength and power of theater and stage. I got acquainted with real traditional Qazaq art, which, together with my education, eventually laid the foundation for something new. It is thanks to this symbiosis of different directions that the actor gets multifaceted development, I think. It is wrong to know only one thing. Theater for me means great creativity. Stage is the person's soul, purity, his spiritual component. For me, great creativity starts right here. Nowadays, there are many young actors who come to theater because they love it, but there are also those who come for a short time. There are such actors. But they do not stay long because theater is that kind of creative art where, in the absence of proper perseverance, true love for stage and theater, the stage will just reject them.
Сүйіспеншілігің болмаса, сахнада сізді қабылдамайды.
Прошла увертюра.
даладан келіп театрға
It is impossible to join theater right off the street. Here you learn all the basics, how to read correctly. It is like learning how to build sentences and start reading. After all, our theater has a rich Russian history with both Stanislavski and Chekhov, and all terms are mostly in Russian. Therefore, it is a totally different meaning for the word when we say it's the school.
школа деп айтқан.
And if the actor doesn't have this knowledge, then we say that there is no proper school.
Сондықтан бізде айтылады, негізі жоқ, школасы жоқ болып тұрады бәрібір.
Егер ол табан тіреп тұрып алса, әрине зорлайсың енді. Зорлайсың.
Ал егер көнбесе не істеймін, Амалия, қымбаттым.
Ал сен қымбаттым. Әлсіздеуін таңда.
Әлсіз.
Неге әлсіздеу, маматай? Лотта. Қараңшы не дейді тогда, да? Сол кезде лотта деймші.
A rehearsal is currently taking place here, so I will speak quietly. This performance is called The Evening. It is one of the most valuable productions in our theater's repertoire. Our senior colleagues, who are over 80 years old, play in it. Featuring the famous Rimkesh Omarkanova, professionally, a very strong cast and performance.
Өнер көрсетеді, сондықтан бұл спектакль бізге өте құнды, өте бағалы, және де кәсіби тұрғыда да өте керемет қойылған спектакль.
Hello, how are you? Hello. Here is the senior generation of our theater. We'll learn from such professionals. Honored artists of Kazakhstan Akish Omar and Meyram Kaysanov. Our older generation. Apologies for interrupting the rehearsal. Have a great one tonight.
Жақсы, сәтті болсын бүгін кешке. Мына жерде.
Here we had to install such microphones because the hall is very large and what is said in a whisper may not be heard. Therefore, we put these microphones. This is a real school of life. There are senior, middle, and young generations. When we work together, we look at and learn from each other. This is the school of life. I still don't have my diploma and perhaps will never get it because our lesson continues. We learn from each other, from how we dance, talk, and move. We've moved to the new theater. I think it became a kind of a present for the 30th anniversary of independence. The theater also turns 30 years old. Not only the artistic community representatives spoke about the need for such a large new theater building in the capital, but also the devoted metropolitan spectators dreamed about it. As you know, and journalists raised this issue together with the intellectual community. With the arrival of new junior staff and the expansion of our team, we have increased the orchestra staff. We've got a symphony orchestra and a folk instruments orchestra of 80 people. This is not the case in every theater. We can be happy about it, but at the same time we need to ensure working to appropriate standards. There is a podcast that my colleague Shakmurat Ordabayev and I host. We opened it together. If I'm not mistaken, we were the first among theaters to start a podcast. The guest of our today's podcast is the honored artist of Kazakhstan, the theater and cinema actress, the State Prize laureate Altanay Nugirbek. Good day.
Good day.
Welcome. The main news after moving to the new theater building was the opening of a laboratory. Young people present their works here. Now, for example, Oralkan Bouquet's play I Can't Sleep is being performed. When we worked in the old building, we often wondered, why don't we perform at 9 p.m.? Everyone goes to the cinema, right? A film at 9 p.m., at 10 p.m., at 11 p.m. there is a film. Why don't young people, for example, come to the theater at this time? Then we were worried about this issue, and with the move to the new building, a solution was found. This is a great joy for us. In addition to theater, there is cinema, TV channels, and the internet. The audience is provided with a lot of information of different formats, different speeds, and different shapes. Any language can be found. And in order not to lose its place in this competition, theater must also introduce something new. One of the innovations is that we have the main stage and this additional one. On this stage, we perform non-traditional plays, uncensored, to which the audience can come at a completely different time.
Дәстүрлі емес, цензурадан тыс, мүлде басқа уақытта көрерменге спектакль ұсынамыз.
I wanted to participate in performances produced by our young actors in the laboratory. I want to really compete with them because they have different visions, different mindsets, even the acting is different. There's something new and special about them.
Bir жаңашылдық бар оларда.
Yes, here. Let's go.
Көріңіздер.
This you see is under the stage. This wheel rotates under the stage. We don't come down here often. Access is forbidden, but they made an exception for you.
Жиі кірмейміз енді бұл жаққа кіре беруді болмайды. Негізінде сіздер үшін ғана келісіп отырмыз.
Hello, how are you? This is our sewing workshop. All our costumes are sewn here.
Бұл жерде біздің барлық костюмдер тігіледі. Жалпы негізі мынандай.
Such cylinders and hats like this, all made by our craftswomen. Thank you very much for that. Thank you. May your work be successful. Sometimes we come here to have fun, to joke, but our craftswomen always understand us and share our fun. Thank you for that. Thank you. The big stage certainly has its advantages. On the other hand, sometimes I think it can get in the way. There are moments in performances when you need to whisper, to convey the phrase quietly. But here you need to pronounce everything loudly so that the audience can hear. But still there is nothing like a big new theater. Even one's gait changes because it takes quite a few minutes to get from one end of the stage to the other. You try to move quickly, speak louder. The scenery here is different. In general, everything is given a different assessment.
At all times, theater has its audience. Theater is, after all, the center of art, and it will always be this way. I think if today we raise topical issues, talk about current problems, and produce performances that will offer solutions to these problems, then this will stir young spectators' interests in us. Because young people, young spectators, nowadays have many questions. They come to us for answers and we must be ready to provide a worthy answer.
Сұрақтар көп қой. Олар бізден сұрақ алу үшін, жауап алу үшін келеді. Ал біз олардың сұрақтарына жауап бере алатындай соған сай болуымыз керек.
Жан жарыма елімсің, зарыған қамауда. Отбасы қомалда. Қайтасың сен үйге.
Аудиториямен жұмыс істеу, халықтың алдына шығу.
Working with audience, going out to the people and performing in front of them is quite difficult. And if you play in 2-3 hour performance, then you give up all your energy during these 2 or 3 hours. You just transfer it to all the spectators in the hall. Therefore, I think for an actor, a theater artist, it is very important and necessary to be filled with special energy. Without energy, nothing will happen. I have a certain amount of energy, and a day or two before the performance, I enter into an energy-saving mode. I do not spend energy on everything. On the contrary, I consume it carefully. Even if I'm doing some work, I try to conserve energy as much as possible. Because if the power runs out, then my hero will not be conveyed properly. It will be hard for my colleagues, and the audience will be bored.
Jasuk is the hero today. That's why we're giving him to Laila Apai's professional hands. We will wait.
The great and honored actress, the laureate of the state prize, is letting me have her place.
Театрда қызмет ететін, талмай қызмет ететін адамдарды фанат деп айту керек негізі.
All who work at the theater should be called fans. Because someone, for example, those who have nothing in common with theater in any way, who have never spoken to theater actors, perhaps they think that we have high salaries. Now, to be honest, very modest conditions, in fact. With such a small salary, we sometimes work more than 12 hours a day. Acting is not about the 9-to-6 work schedule. If you ask our experienced actors who have been on stage for over 50 years whether they are worried before going on stage, not anymore, most likely. However, I get the excitement all my life. You may be a professional actor, perform for 50 years, or even hold a diploma of a university from another planet. And you still worry. Why does it happen? It is a big responsibility, a duty to play a big role. To correctly convey everything to the audience, to the spectator, who is now waiting for me, this is my obligation to them. Therefore, it is impossible to get rid of this anxiety. Colleagues, especially younger ones, often ask each other, what happens to you when you are worried? Some say that the mouth dries out and you have to drink a lot of water, while others cough. Some have their breathing seized as if there is not enough air. Others may start doing arm and leg exercises because they stop feeling them. It is all due to excitement and anxiety. My own eyes and throat get dry. I wash my face often. Today there are so many talented young people, we need to support them. Life gradually passes, so there must be a generation that will replace us, a generation that will take the theater into its own hands tomorrow. There must be criticism. It is necessary. And if you are a professional specialist, you must accept this criticism and draw conclusions. The most important criticism comes from close partners, from colleagues, because we all work towards the same result. We have one common interest. Here you need to correct it a little. You can do it. Let's try it differently. We often express our opinion to each other in this way. There is no other way. If there is only praise, it will lead nowhere. Zhasulan and I understand each other well both on stage and behind it. It is always improvisation, jokes, searching for something new. And if I do something new on stage, he always understands and picks it up. If he improvises, then out of the corner of his eye he will definitely give me a signal. And I pick it up. This is a real happiness for an actor. Plus, we both sing, play joint roles. We are parents on stage often, and we are both from artistic families. Friendship in life can be hidden on stage. It is always visible. Special warmth is always noticeable. For example, Shak Murat and I play on stage together. We came to the theater and started acting together. We have a lot in common. We share topics and ideas. It will still be noticeable on stage.
Apprentices of the well-known actress Gulzhan Asbetova perform at our theater, but among them it is Zhasulan who stands out distinctively. He's always on stage in a special way. Each role performed by him is special. We played with him in fairy tales, we were partners in big performances, and I always feel his excitement. Whatever performance he plays in, he's always worried before going on stage. I think this is an indicator of his respect, awe, and special attitude towards stage. And of course, another one of his talents and his main advantage is his incredible voice.
I would not want my children to be actors, neither daughter nor son. If they don't want to follow in my footsteps, I'll only be happy, because now I can understand my parents very well. My wife is also an actress. We both work at the theater. Children are here almost every day. Just yesterday, my daughter asked me, "Dad, why don't you want me to become an actress?" I said, "I would not want this, daughter. This is a very difficult path, you know." She said nothing.